We are back with another episode of Power. It's Hard Times 2, where we're reviewing today. Obviously, my illustrious sidekick, Miss Fiona Lochran. Good evening.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good. We're not as bad as if we not as bad as if could have been in Dubai right now with
I know the
the
weather's
storms in the
terrible out there.
tornado.
It's a shame. I hope everyone
Yeah.
out there is okay.
Yes, definitely. So I saw some stuff on social media. It was just like
Yeah.
mind blowing. Some of the stuff. But yes, I moved to the dark side this week.
I know, I'm so excited. It's now
I
at 3 p.m.
It is,
Yes, and then we
and
can actually talk about the show, which is just ridiculously made me so happy.
yes, so I watched it this afternoon on my lunch from work, from my shoot job, so to speak. I think that's what you call it, is wrestling term for it, right? So
Do
I
you agree then, since you've seen it, you've actually managed to see an episode, do you agree with me, read things like the production and the camera work and all that? Like, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it looked a load better, like what the production side. It was nice with this one because they had the proper entrances as well. I like that. I do
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, the video game entrances are nice. You get it made something different, but this one was just nice because you got to see him come out. Uh,
yeah.
Camera work was great. I don't know if they've changed the people that do the cameras as well, but that's just seemed to look like there was some really good cut
With the
shots.
little platforms they've
Yeah.
got on either side, yeah.
That was good. It's always good listening to Joe Garley and Danny Dills as well.
Oh, they were on fire this week, I thought.
They were.
Danny, just like to say, looking slick, love the jacket and tie combo. Good job.
It was very, very good indeed. It started, and me and you were just talking of it. So it started with this whole Blood Falls Trauma Immortals feud. So if the Immortals wanted a shot at the titles, they had to relinquish the US tag team titles, and they had a little chat with the Immortals, and the wording that we both written down was, "We've got five fingers, and the middle one's for you, Aaron Stevens,"
Ah,
which was
Kratos.
great.
I love that. So I salute you for that one. That
That
was
was
awesome.
all shades awesome. So the news before that is that yes, they did relinquish the US tag team titles, which ties in really nicely to the start of Power. Obviously, Joe Garley and Danny Dills run down the card, but also mentioned that the first match was going to be in the US tag team title tournament,
Yeah.
which was the good old boy. I ain't seen these in a while. The Fixers LLC. And it
I
was
know they were looking good. Bradley was looking pretty mean and moody, and Legursky's looking well. He's been working out.
He's dropped like 35 pounds, I think they said.
Yeah, they were looking good.
I mean, he still looks like a fridge. Like in
He's a
terms of
tank, let's be
he,
honest.
he's a good well, big old boy, but in the nicest way, not in a bad way. And they were going against well, it was meant to be originally good old Timmy Thunder, Tim Storm, and
And
Jax Dawes.
Jax.
But Jax wasn't there.
Jax was unable to attend, so
Mhm.
JAC came in, who's
Jack.
from because Jack, yeah, as opposed to Jax, JAC or JAC, I don't know how you want to pronounce it. Came in from JCP Southeast, so he's a Joe Kazana Promotions boy
He
out of
was.
Tennessee. So yeah, Tim had a new tag team partner, and as Joe pointed out, if they were to win the match, that would be the tag team moving forward, and Jax couldn't come and step in, which I thought was interesting. Fair, but interesting. So
Yeah, I thought that. I mean, Jack was it's an MMA wrestler, amateur background as well, they were saying.
yeah,
I thought this match was like yeah, if you go back to the 80s and you watch like a classic old school tag team, all about the hot tag. I mean, Tim was taking the brunt of that for a lot
yeah,
of this
he
match.
was, he was
He did keep trying going for that iron claw though.
so close,
So
so close.
so close. I mean, he did eventually make the tag into Jack, JAC, depending on what you want to call it. But eventually, the Legursky Slam, which is very similar to the World's Strongest Slam, if you don't, you were trying to get a picture of what that is, it's that, but it's been Wrecking
Yes,
Ball
indeed.
Legursky, and it is just as impactful as Mr. Mark Henry would do. They got the win, so they go forward to the
They
next.
do. They do, and they've held those belts before, those boys.
Oh, they have, and they're no, they are no. What's the word? I can't think of the word I was going to say. But yes, they are very much. They're no strangers. That's the word. To
They
the
are no
US tag team
strangers.
titles. Speaking of someone that's no stranger to a title, or at least a title opportunity, we got there was an interview with Markova. So
Mm.
going again for Kenzie Page next week on Powerr. Kenzie will be going one-on-one with Markova, women's title.
I think I've lost count of Markova's title shots, to be honest with you.
Had a few, hasn't she?
She has. She
I think
has.
was it one or two against Camille? I can't
Oh,
remember.
I can't even remember.
And this has got
She's
to be
had
the
several.
this has got to be the third one against Kenzie.
At least the
Sure,
third
yeah,
one.
yeah. I'm sure she's had a few against Kenzie, and she was just talking about how she was going to finally win the title next week. I'm not too sure that will be the case, but it set us up nicely for the next match, was the women's match. Smith Star with a neck brace. Well,
So allegedly, and I will say allegedly in parentheses, allegedly got a zinger while she was doing jiu-jitsu training.
oh,
But she didn't even get the neck brace off
no,
because Taylor Ryzen just went for it. But can I just say, I love Miss Star's look at the moment with the cape
yes,
and everything. I think she looks class. Taylor Ryzen looks amazing, but I love the whole vibe that Miss Star is bringing, even though she's more of a heel these days than she was previously. I think she just carries it so well, so well.
she really does. I actually really, I thought this was. I don't know whether this one on the main event was the best match on the show. It was definitely out of these two. The two. There's only 3 matches on the actual show, but yeah, it was this one. I really enjoyed. This was a really good one. I mean, when have we ever not talked about NWA and the great
In
women's
the women's
division?
division,
And
that's
these are,
it.
and these are two sort of, I would say, without no pun intended, rising stars. Really, in time, we say rising stars. Kenzie's only like 19, 20, but in terms of new faces, they've been on the last few seasons, but
Yeah,
getting better and better and better. There was a nice couple. There was a big little power bomb on the apron at one point. I thought
there was. I was like, ooh, that's gotta hurt.
there was a point here where one of them got done a splash. I can't remember who it was, and they went onto the concrete, and you heard the thud of the. I thought it was their head, back of the head. I think it was.
Yeah, because they were in and out the ring a fair
Yeah.
bit.
I can't remember who it was.
And then
Sorry.
poor, no, I was just gonna say, and then when it got back in the ring, kind of towards the end of the match, um, poor Taylor was just ragdolled about that ring by Miss Star. Absolutely ragdolled from corner to corner. I was like, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, she was. However, Rising did pick up the victory in this.
She did. It was a really quick roll up as well.
Yeah, roll up. I kind of saw it coming, which was weird. When I saw the roll up, I thought, she's got this. I don't know why. I just thought something told. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting good at this wrestling and malarkey, and I can.
You're watching too much of it.
That's probably the case. And she did get the victory. Where do these two rank in terms of Kenzie going forward? Assuming Kenzie retains next week.
I actually don't know. Obviously, we've seen more of it Miss Star than we have a Taylor. If Kenzie retains, I would say that maybe one of them's probably up there, either or, really, to be honest with you. I'm trying to rack my brains and see who else is there. So you've got, no, I think, well, then I forget, you've got folk like Tiffany Nieves, you've got
Yeah.
La Rosa Negra, you've got Reka Tahaka. But I would have said potentially Miss Star's maybe been there longer than the rest of them and probably up there for a shot.
Sorry for smiling halfway through that. It wasn't because I felt what you saying was funny. I just got a message from one of the Southern Six whilst there.
You
Alex,
can fill me in on that one later.
no, I can tell you right now. It's fine. And it was from Alex Taylor from the Southern Six. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up soon on NWA Spotlight, we will be talking to Alex Taylor of the Southern.
Of course we will.
Literally, as we've been talking, I've received the message. So that'll be booked in. So we'll do a proper announcement once the dates and times are confirmed. But
That's cool. There you go. There's your scoop for watching.
There's your scoop for tuning in to that. Alex Taylor will be joining us on the NWA Spotlight show.
That'll be fun.
We can't wait for that. Thank you, Alex, for the message. I'll get back to you before this airs, so don't worry. Very, very soon. So then we had the interview with Kenzie. So the response from Kenzie.
It was very good.
Yeah, I mean,
Very good response from Kenzie. She is just on the camera, on mic. She's knocking it out the park on the mic. She really, really is.
I
And
still,
and what we talked about earlier, her whole point was, Markova, you've had multiple shots. You can't get the job done.
you know that, and I saw Kenzie on the mic, and she cut the promo, and this was the first because it's normally quite not childish, but you know what I mean. Their group, it's like the mean,
Yeah.
it's like schoolgirlish, that sort
Mean
of.
Girls.
Yeah, Mean Girls, that kind of thing. But this one, and I always say that Kenzie in the ring goes by like a ring general, the way she conducts herself and how she does her stuff. This promo that she cut was so like beyond her time or beyond her age, because that's a promo that you would probably see, I don't know, a more like a Charlotte Flair or someone, someone that's been in the business for so
Yeah.
long and is so experienced at what she does. But she done that promo, and it even got you to the point where you're like agreeing with her. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I just think her mic works phenomenal. So kudos to Kenzie for that one.
She
Absolutely.
she is a superstar. No matter what happened, I don't. Obviously, we never wanted to leave NWA, but at some point, if she does,
I think there's great things in her future. Really great
absolutely.
things in her future.
She is so good, and we need to enjoy her on NWA while we've got.
Yeah, before she takes off and goes somewhere
Because when she
else.
goes somewhere else, she's a megastar in the making. And again, so young, it's ridiculous how young she is. From the sublime interview to the absolute ridiculous interview next.
I have literally just written expressive Kyle face.
Well, yeah, our good friend Carl Davis, who's been on the voice of NWA, um, tried his best to interview Vampiro regarding this.
Who was just having none of it.
It's like this whole Alex Misery Mecha Wolf situation. Now, next week they are tag teaming,
They're teaming up, yeah.
and for the life of me, can't remember who they're going against. I didn't write it down.
I it's not them. Oh, that's really bugging me because I saw
Daisy Q
the.
and Talos,
There you go.
team you still don't like. Well, not that, but you're not still bought into enough. And basically, yeah, it's literally Carl saying, "Look, you've taken these two under the wing," and
And
he's
he's like, who?
who? Yeah, it was a funny interview. I laughed pretty much for it because again from Kenzie
And it
Page,
was seconds long, really, because it just
yeah,
wasn't happening for poor Kyle.
it was like coming where Carl finished it. Thanks for your time or something like that. But it literally when you had the Kenzie Page one, and then you had that, and it was just like night and
Back
day.
to back, it worked really, really well, I thought.
Yeah, brilliant for whoever put that together at that specific time. On the position on the card was brilliant. We go to the main event now, which is obviously Blunt Force Trauma against the Immortals. So at this point they were still kind of teasing that they hadn't, although we got told earlier in the night.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, because I kind of feel like that was maybe a wee bit out of sync. I
Maybe,
kind of feel like the first match probably like that aired the tag match between the Fixers and Tim Storm and
mhm.
JC maybe shouldn't have aired at that point. I
Yeah,
kind of feel like they almost should have put another match in and then aired that one next week
yeah, yeah, maybe.
because because if you hadn't known that Odinson and Kratos were giving up the belts, then you'd be like, US tag tournament? Why?
Yeah,
Why is there going to be a tournament? So I think it was a little bit out of sync and a little bit out of order. For me personally, other folk might go, oh well, it's fine, but I just feel it was maybe they could have aired that match, the other match, at a different time.
yeah, exactly that. It could have been, or at least they could have just sort of, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Unless they could have made that interview at the start. I know they got
Yeah,
attacked by BFT, and that's how the match kind of started, but.
yeah.
If they'd put maybe like an interview at the start where they sort of said, "Oh yeah, they've confirmed they're doing it," and then they could have just mouthed off because it was all about Aaron Stevens at this point.
It was, it was.
When is it?
But yeah, I like how this kicked off. I like the fact that both champ teams came out with their belts and the
Yeah,
Immortals said we're not relinquishing the belts until they're in the ring so that we know there's no dirty work. Again, Kratos was brilliant on the mic again at the start of this.
yeah,
gear stolen. Kratos wrestled
Yeah.
in trainers and sweatpants and a Hard Times t-shirt, which is really unusual for him. So I hope you got your stuff back, sir. If it was
Yeah.
Aaron, knock him the out if you need to.
Yeah.
Obviously he cuts the promo and Aaron responds, and then it kicks off by a little stealth attack on BFT, a little attack from behind, and it all just goes horribly wrong at that point.
It did. It did. And this was a really good, I like the main event. It was a really good.
I was going to say, sorry, just to interrupt, horribly wrong for BFT because for a huge chunk of that match, the Immortals have the upper hand.
They did have the upper hand, and I kept thinking, oh, are they gonna, is it, I think, I thought maybe they were going to take the titles off BFT so they go on and won the Crockett Cup. But that was my
I would have
fault.
popped for that so hard.
That was my fault. But, and this is where, again, the NWA does things a little bit different. If you remember, I think maybe it might have been last season or the season before, and I said it's been so long since a match has ended with an elbow drop, like a standard run of the mill
Yeah,
that you see week in,
basic,
week out.
yeah.
And they done it. They did. Stevens got involved, which is no surprise. But it ended with a drop kick, and
A beautiful drop kick, to be
I
fair. It
mean,
was a beautiful drop kick.
it was, but it was so. It is so, and this is kind of what NWA do really well. The finishes are so refreshing because you don't. When are you ever going to see a drop kick on any other TV show, wrestling show on TV, finish a match?
Yeah.
You're not, and that's the beauty and one of the beautiful things about what the NWA do and do so well. But BFT retain the
They do.
championships.
And now the Immortals have no tag belts.
The Immortals don't have any tag belts, which is going to be interesting to see who's. So there was another match, Magnum Muscle. I think it was a 6-man next week. Magnum Muscle.
It's the Miserably
That's it.
Faithful
Miserably Faithful. Yeah,
versus I can't remember.
it's
I
Magnum
never looked
Muscle
at
and somebody.
it.
Yeah, we really haven't done our homework today, guys. On let's see if I can.
I'm just too excited the fact that you've got to see the show and we can proper talk about it.
I know. When I started. I sent you the picture, didn't I? Had it on my phone, ready to watch, and
You're working really hard today, obviously.
absolutely, I actually was, to be fair, but hence why I couldn't
Heard
watch it
it.
until, hence why I couldn't be watching it until lunch. I can't find who they are next week, but yes, it was really nice to refreshing, and for the first time in I don't know how many weeks it's been.
Couple of
A
months.
couple of months even since we managed to actually sit down, watch it, and enjoy it. And yeah, look, was it the strongest episode of Powerr? Probably not. I think we probably
Uh-uh.
feel better. But it was nice to be the production, wherever I can't remember where they were. They kept mentioning it, and
They were in Dothan, Alabama.
great
So
arena.
that was the Hard Times tape. That was the Hard Times
Yes, the high.
SLE that they had. So
Yes, it was their signature live event, but great arena. Looked very, very nice. The nice setup.
Dothan Civic Centre, I believe.
There we go.
Good
Great.
crowd. Although I
Yeah.
thought the crowd were quiet. I
Did
don't know if you noticed, like when BFT won the belts, there wasn't, and I'm really disappointed, there wasn't a lot of reaction. When they won the belts, the shot was with the crowd at the back.
Hmm.
And I think I saw two folk like this boo, and everyone else was just kind of sitting there. And I'm like, guys, come on.
Yeah, they it was a
It
good,
seemed a little bit flat for me. I
yeah,
mean, people who were there might tell me otherwise, but on camera, they didn't look that reactive.
yeah. I mean, it is one of those things that it looked like they had a nice attendance there, which is
Absolutely. It looked good. The crowd size looked great.
yeah. It's just I don't know. I mean, and we obviously don't know at what point this was actually filmed. We know that they filmed obviously Hard Times is filmed over one day, but
Yeah,
when was that actually filmed as the fourth slot but moved to the second? It's one of those because we're not there, we don't know kind of thing.
yeah.
We don't know in the order of the tape. We only know the order it comes out on Power to come out. So we don't know that, and maybe it might have just been a long ass
And
day.
that's what they do with the tapings. Having been
Mm.
there, they'll
Yeah,
tape the show. They'll tape 4 episodes of Power, and you think you've got it, and then when it actually airs, you're like, oh, and it's like they'll
different.
do like 40 matches or whatever. And the
Yeah,
first match that you've seen of the day doesn't air for like till the fourth episode or the
yeah,
fifth episode. So they chop and change it, and it actually
yeah,
is good because if you're there as a fan, it keeps you on your toes and you don't
yeah.
really know what's going on.
which is actually helpful. But yeah, was it the strongest episode? No. Was it enjoyable? Yes, always enjoyable. But next week will be, I suppose, Hard Times 3, I think.
Hmm.
And we will be watching it again, which is great. We can watch this stuff.
Yeah.
Looking
And
forward.
they just taped in Tampa last weekend as well, so there'll
To
be new stuff coming up soon
that
as
will
well,
be
which is
Crockett
exciting.
Cup qualifiers.
Potentially, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not
so
sure. I think it
your
might be.
your favorite event, right? The Crockett
I
Cup.
know, I love it.
Don't forget NWA 76 is going extreme. Well, to an event.
Oh, to the ECW arena. I'm so excited. And
To
I said
be
it right, not EC3 arena, ECW arena.
well, to be fair, it probably will be EC3's arena.
Yeah, fair
He's
point.
actually coming back to the UK as well.
I saw that. I saw a tweet from Mr. Gary Ward saying that he's back for 10 days in October, so
It's
that's exciting.
just he's always here when we don't run shows.
Ah!
I would have him in. I've got
Get
a.
him told.
If it was November, I could have had him on it, and I would have. I know the exact opponent. It would have been. He's actually his birthday today, not EC3, but the opponent. The Ignite champion Adonis Payne, his birthday today. So happy birthday to Adonis! I'll see you Sunday. Don't forget your documentary for me. Yes, I got reminded of that. But I would have had him probably go against EC3 if we can ever make it happen. We'll try to make it happen. But Fee, now, did you have last weekend off? Or was it this
I did.
weird you had
It
last
was
week?
bliss.
Your
I went
daughter
to a
come
gig
up,
on
right?
Friday night and I had all weekend off.
And was it your daughter
So,
come up last week or come up for a few days?
she came for like a night,
A night.
if
A night.
that.
A night. But it
But
was
I
enjoyable.
have two shows this week,
I'll go.
both with Worldwide Wrestling League, W3L. On Friday we are in Buckhaven, and on Saturday we are in Tullibody. So if anyone in Scotland in those areas, because this will go out before then, is looking for tickets, w3lwrestling.com for your tickets there. So I'm pretty sure it's the Buckhaven Brawl on Friday night, which is going to be fun and games. There'll be some Mike Musso and Luke King Sharp action, which is sure to be absolute carnage because those boys hate each other.
Is the ring going to be enough to separate, these two?
Probably not.
Then your fans are definitely in for a treat up there. Get those last remaining tickets. And you've also, well, not you personally, but someone who hopefully will be on the show very soon, your compadre, Kenny McIntosh, also announced another Inside the Ropes tour.
We have indeed. So June the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we are bringing Jake the Snake Roberts to the
No.
UK,
Awesome.
Glasgow, Manchester, and London. Sorry, we're not coming to Ireland or Cardiff or insert your town here. It's not feasible. So the three cities that we know we can run and know that usually get a good turnout. Tickets prices, I'm not sure, but
£92
itrtix.com.
VIP.
Oh, there you go.
£92 VIP.
itrtix.com for your VIP and your general admission as well. That's going to be three fun nights, which I'm looking forward to.
The stories that guy can tell and
Ah,
will
I can
tell
imagine,
will
or
be
I can imagine slightly.
just got to trust him, right? That was his phrase. Is he bringing
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Is he bringing the snake?
He bloody well better not be. I
Yeah,
will not be driving that man up and down the country if there's a snake with him.
that would be fantastic if he did.
That's me telling you, Kenny, by the way, just right now, right here.
Kenny, if you want him driven, if you want Jake driven around, he's not bringing the snake, unfortunately. Can we say congratulations to Kenny after his announcement?
Of course, it's all public knowledge. So
Yeah.
my lovely boss, stroke friend Kenny, and his partner Stuart got engaged in New York before they went to Philly for WrestleMania 40. So I'm very, very excited for them. So congratulations.
Definitely
Love you
so.
much. Mwah.
Congratulations, and I'm very, very happy for you. And just you made a good point there that when you said about these, people that moan when the shows don't come to certain countries or certain. Look, they have to work with venues who want to work with them for a start, right? That's one thing. Can't
Mhm.
please everybody all the time is a second.
Mm-mm.
The third thing is if you get venues that are selling out more than other venues, you're going to go back to the venues that you sell out more than others, right? That's business.
Absolutely.
That's how it works. So don't get ball ached about it. It is what it is. You'll get
It happens all the time, not just for us though, for
exactly.
other people. But then I understand
Oh, I get it.
particularly, and I'm not picking on them, but I know the Welsh people feel quite hard done to a lot of the time because we're never in Cardiff or anywhere like that.
Mm.
Ireland, oh, you're not coming this time because sometimes if time permits and budgets permit, we will go to Belfast, we'll go to Dublin or Cork or Limerick or wherever. But this time it's just not feasible.
Yeah, exactly that. So don't worry, you will get.
And we can't come to your back garden in Huddersfield either.
He's going to come to my back garden if you want and do an inside the road show. That'd be great. But no, in all seriousness, you can't. They can't please everyone all the time, and sometimes you'll
We
get.
do our best.
They do their
Kenny
best.
always does his best.
Exactly that, and you may have to wait a few shows before you get one. But when you get one, it'll be worth every single penny.
Absolutely. It'll be a banger.
It will be indeed. Now I've just got to quickly run through. Sunday we are at Ignite, of course. We're at Ignite. Well, the Hit in the Turnbuckle title is going to be ready because this show goes out on 2 podcasts now. It goes out on the Hit in the Turnbuckle show, and it does go out on the sister company, the Wrestling Edge, sister podcast, the Wrestling Edge podcast. So the Hit in the Turnbuckle Championship will be on the line on Sunday. Talking about Wales, Smashing Mike puts his title on the line against Welsh James Ellis, the Brilliance, and he's bringing his manager along with him, Mr. Brucey Blanche. They was on the show earlier this week. We're talking like finger amount of tickets available for Sunday. Hurry up. But more important, speaking of getting them quick, we announced, as in Hit and Turnbuckle, announced on Monday that Buckle Up 2 will be going live on January. Well, not going live, but we're having the show on July the 14th, which I've been told is the same day as the European Championship final. So England better not get there. Scotland, we haven't got to worry about Scotland getting there, so don't worry about that. But yeah, so I didn't realise that, and someone pointed it out.
Oops, that was not well planned out. It's all right, you won't get that far anyway. It's fine.
That's fine, exactly. We won't get to the final, so yeah. So, but we have announced already. Luke Jacobs will be making his Ignite debut. What?
I've just remembered something. Keep talking. I'll write it down and I'll come back.
Right. Luke Jacobs will be making his Ignite debut. The Damn Dirty Dog Gene Money will return as well. Tickets are on sale already. If you go to Eventbrite, just type in Ignite Buckle Up 2. It'll be there. Fronts are getting limited already and seconds are already going. But you remembered something, Fiona, so go.
I did. So Ignite Pro Wrestling have had Will Cruz on the card before. Just like to say congrats to Will Cruz. Will Cruz was in Tampa at the weekend and got an opportunity in the NWA ring. I am so excited for him. The man is stupidly talented, the loveliest and loveliest of human beings. I really hope it airs because I would love to see him in action in the NWA ring. So well done, Will. I'm delighted for you. Hope you smashed it, and I really, really, really hope that they bring you back out for it.
Billy, get your wallet out. Will Cruz is an unbelievable talent. His size is his quickness is very deceiving for his size. He would give Wrecking Ball Legursky a good run for his
my god, yeah, that would be glorious. And he has the best mullet.
He does it. I'm very jealous of Will Cruz. But yeah, catch us very soon for some more shows, reviews, everything else that we do. Thank you very much for watching. And she has been the wonderful Fiona Lockran. I have been your host, Adam Cousins. Until next time, until next week when we review NWA Hard Times 3, take care and goodbye.